Okay, so this is lesson 3 of the Wild Moon School of Unlearning workbook with a video series, and I can't tell you how excited I am to be right here on accident, right now, on this new moon, to share this lesson with you. So what you're looking at right now is a dried up lake bed in the middle of the Guadalupe Mountains. And it's just so symbolic for what we're talking about in this lesson, and the darkness coming in and noticing the changes. And I want to kind of go over a little bit of the reading and a little bit of the activities, but mostly just kind of share some experiences that I had today with you. I am used to being out in nature like this, like let me see if I can get it nice and even here. Hey honey. Finding a dried up lake bed in the wilderness or something like that. And today I decided to try to take a break, and have an easy day with the dogs. Go to a national park because I have the pass, and I never use it because they give me anxiety and all the people and everything like that. And we didn't go in like any of the centers or anything like that. We did stop at some of the pull-offs and did a couple like really small walks, and it didn't feel good there to me. There were signs along the path saying what the plants were, the native plants, and then what people used to use them for. And all I'm thinking in my head is, well, why aren't people still using them for that? I mean, some people are, like I am, but we kicked the people off of this land that were utilizing it and making something out of nothing, this desert, that to a foreign eye would be like, there's nothing here, keep going. But these people found the light in the dark, so to speak. They found use for almost everything, and we're keeping in harmony with nature and natural processes by using the land and the animals and keeping that natural balance. And now we've pushed people out of there, brought in tourism, paved roads, brought in explosives to make roads, and now it's just something for people to look at and be like, oh, that's cool, they used to use that plant for this. Well, we live on this land too now, and why aren't we taught to use these things and to be a part of nature, instead of just like looking at it and being like, oh, we're so disconnected, we don't do that anymore. anyway, it was not a good feeling for me. I left in tears for a lot of reasons, but that was one of the big ones, you know. I like to find these really beautiful sacred places to me that are magical in their own way, instead of the ways that, you know, there's a building on top of a cave and you can take an elevator down into it, you know. Like, cool, I'm sure the cave's awesome, but that's not enjoying nature. That's not being one with nature. That's not connecting. It's furthering still the disconnect, you know, because we're building things to be able to, or to not be able, but to think we have to be able to build things to enjoy it, or to feel like safe in it, or something like that is really strange to me. And it felt the opposite to me. The people, there were so many people there, and it was a lot of anxiety. And, you know, of course I couldn't have my dogs, and that just doesn't work for me. They're my everything. They keep me safe. They tell me when I need a break. They tell me when I need to sit. They take care of me. And so they're part of nature. They're part of me. They're part of the natural environment. And they should be allowed there. It's weird. So anyway, that was kind of my experience today with that, like, kind of the light and the dark, and feeling nature and feeling all this around us. And this is a really heavy new moon. I don't know if you're feeling it too, but for the past probably week, I mean, I've been just really, really feeling it, really feeling the darkness setting in early, really feeling the emotions, the heaviness weighing in and reflecting on a bunch of things in my life, realizations that I hadn't had before, you know. It's like every year I have these realizations and realizations and realizations, and one of these days I'll work through them all, but I don't know if I'll live that long. But you know, it's important when you have these realizations to also find the light in them, because I go down holes, you know, like I wouldn't have this disorder if, or I have had this disorder my whole life. It just hasn't been, you know, to the extent, and it wouldn't be if, and all of these things like that could be, and I could be really depressed about, and I could be really upset about, and I could be really angry about. And you know what? Sometimes I am. And sometimes I cry. And sometimes I get angry. And that's part of the healing, is the release of that. And then seeing that, you know, you are who you are for those reasons. And pieces too. Hey, that's my hair. And being thankful for that, and knowing that the light is going to come back. It's just really hard right now. Like, I think it's maybe 4:30, 5 o'clock, and it's getting dark. And that is also something in this chapter, waves and cycles and things like that. No matter what time zone I'm in, what time of day it is, I don't even really pay attention. When the sun goes down, I go down. When the sun comes up, I get up. So, obviously in the winter that's longer, and in the summer it's shorter. But it's our natural rhythm, it's our natural cycle. And I know that we're not able to do that with a regular 9-to-5 job. And that's part of also contributing to that disconnect and keeping us from being in tune and feeling and empathetic, compassionate, knowing, that feeling sense that we are born with, that is taught out of us, which is why we are unlearning all of that, right? And we talk about the feeling sense in here, and it's really, really, really heavy. Like, it's a really heavy sense, and it's something that takes a lot of trust in yourself. And you have these ideas or these moments where you're like, oh my gosh, I almost said that out loud, or like you just have this feeling something's gonna happen, and it does, or something like that. Starting to trust yourself, trust your intuition, trust why you're pulled to certain things, and trust why and what you see in that. So the work that we're doing is kind of strange for this lesson. We go to a store and see what we're drawn to, and for me, it's always like a random turnaround weird thrift store or something like that, or like there's abandoned buildings. That's my thing. I don't know. I turn around all the time for abandoned buildings, and I'll go in and find these messages written on the wall that are something that maybe I needed to see in that moment, or you needed to remember, and in that moment it's relevant. And I also love to go, like I said, to the thrift stores and stuff that look quirky or closed or whatever, or someone has a barn and they're like, come on in. So I'll turn around and go there, and then there's this object that I'm just pulled to and have to have it, hold it, know its story, or just feel that it has a story. And, maybe it was special to somebody. Maybe somebody put some energy or something into that, or work, or it could be art or something. So you can do that. That's one of the activities. Drive around, and if you look at something and you're like, that store, it can be anything, grocery, clothes, shoes, I don't know, just go see what you're pulled to, why you're pulled to it. It could be because of colors, or lights, because you need some light or dark, or something happy, or something sad, something that reminds you of somebody will be there, or something like that. I don't want to give you any thoughts in your head of what you're looking for, but there's going to be things if you really just let yourself go. And the next activity is the one that's pretty weird, because we're not wired to look at other people, right? It's awkward. And the reason that I put this activity in there is because I think it's important to look at people. I think it's important to see their story in their eyes, on their face, smile at them. People in stores, people on the street, people, everybody. Try to read, are their hands soft? Are they hard? Are they calloused? Find out their story. And if you want to, if you're at a coffee shop or something, make conversation. It sounds weird, but people do it with me all the time. They just come up to me and ask me, like, hey, what's your story? And it's kind of awesome. And it's really great, to open people's eyes and have them kind of like think outside the box a little bit. For example, I just met somebody who's a hotel manager, and I used the electric to make my soap, and I told her that I sleep in my car, and she loved the dogs, everything. I gave her a couple ends to try, and she was just like, oh my gosh, like, this is amazing. Like, you are amazing with these dogs. Like, they have the best life. I can't believe you sleep in your car. It's really cool you came in and used the electric to make soap, and then I got a new customer and a new friend in that town, and and it's really cool to have these connections all over, and like I said, to open people's eyes, and not necessarily just because it's out of the box, but I think it's important to talk to people, because we're in such a way right now that we make assumptions about people based on where they're from, or their political beliefs, or their religion, or whatever. That we already have an idea of who they are and how we feel about them. And I think it's important to hear everyone's story, why they believe the way that they believe, why, they do what they do, what their family's like, hear their story, really like put yourself in their shoes, and don't judge them, but understand and know that no matter what, we're all human and feeling and part of this earth, whether we're meant to be or not. My alien love, but we're here, and a big part of what tells me that we're meant to be is that the plants are here too, and they, in helping themselves, help us, and that's a big lesson for us also, is in helping ourselves we help other things and each other. And so in this lesson I encourage you to dig deep, let it out. Know that the solstice is coming, and it'll get light again soon, and it's okay to have these feelings and these emotions, and sorry, Leah has the zoomies, it's really cute. These like really big revelations, or things that are weighing heavy on you right now. It's okay, because like this dried up lake, it will be a lake again. it will rain again, and it will be full. It will be full of fish and life and birds and everything again. And I can't wait to see the stars out here tonight. It's gonna be amazing. Do my little ritual and everything, and I'm just so overwhelmed. And like today I said I was really heavy and I was really depressed, and I've been like that for about a week, and now today it's like it's all lifted. I found this place, and so get out in nature, find your store, find your thing, go exploring, feel things, trust your intuition, meet people, or just watch their what they do and their mannerisms, and maybe make a friend, hear their story, and let's learn to be in the dark together. That way we can also be in the light together.